Today we are going to start our new unit on triangles, and we're going to start by classifying triangles, which means just giving a type of triangle a name. Now, there are two ways to classify triangles. We can classify them by their sides and by their angles. So there are three ways to classify a triangle by its sides, and there are three ways to classify a triangle by its angles. We're going to start with sides. The first type of triangle is an equilateral triangle. And an equilateral triangle has all sides being the same length. So if we look at this triangle down here, I have a triangle and each side of the triangle is equal to 3 inches. Since all side lengths are the same, or since they are all equal, this is considered an equilateral triangle. And again, you can think of it as equilateral, equal. Sides have to be equal. Okay, next type of triangle is an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle has exactly two sides that are the same length. So if we look at this triangle down here, this side and this side are both 4 inches, so they are equal to each other. So this is considered an isosceles triangle because two sides are the same length. Doesn't matter the length of this third side. All that matters is that two sides are equal. Next type of triangle is a scalene triangle. A scalene triangle just means that no sides are the same length. So if we have this triangle down here, this side is equal to 2 inches, this side is equal to 4 inches, and this side is equal to 5 inches. None of those sides are equal to each other, so this is considered a scalene triangle. Okay, so three types of triangles that we can classify by their sides. Equilateral means all sides are equal. Isosceles has to have exactly two sides that are equal. And scalene has to have no sides that are equal. Okay, now we're going to start classifying triangles by their angles. And you should have heard of these types of angles before. First is called an acute triangle. An acute triangle has all angles are acute. And acute means that the angles have to be less than 90 degrees. Okay, so if we look at this triangle right here, this angle is equal to 60 degrees, this angle is equal to 60 degrees, as is this one. So all of these angles are less than 90 degrees, making this an acute triangle. Next type of triangle is a right triangle. In order for a triangle to be a right triangle, it has to have one angle that is a right angle. You need to know that a right angle is equal to 90 degrees. You often see this little box in the corner. That little box indicates to you that it is a right triangle, which means that that angle equals 90 degrees. Okay, so right triangles have to have just one angle that is a right angle or equal to 90 degrees. Next type of triangle is an obtuse triangle. In order for a triangle to be obtuse, one angle has to be an obtuse angle. Remember, an obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees or larger than 90 degrees. So if we look at this triangle right here, this is a 20-degree angle, this is a 20-degree angle. Those are acute angles, but this angle right here is equal to 140 degrees. 140 degrees is larger than 90 degrees, making this an obtuse angle, which means that this is an obtuse triangle. Okay, so three ways to classify a triangle by its angles. Acute, meaning that all of the angles have to be acute or less than 90 degrees. A right triangle, which means one angle has to be a right angle or equal to 90 degrees. And finally, an obtuse triangle, which means one angle has to be obtuse, which means that it has to be greater than 90 degrees. Okay, there are some examples right here that you guys can look at that I did for you, just classifying both the triangles by its angle and side. You are now going to complete a 20-question Google form where I'm going to give you a triangle. You're first going to classify it by its side and then classify it by its type of angle. You may use this Google Slides presentation to help you finish that Google form. Okay? If you have any questions, please ask.